All right then, guys. We are going to have a little chat with Paul the Messenger.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I'm excited.
So how's things?
Things are good. I'm busier than I used to be.
Yeah.
I've got a bit more traction with my music and my name getting around than I used to.
Yeah.
I have a strategy that I'm kind of trying to put in place to preserve my
You've got
artistry.
a manager, innit?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
She
good.
is, a very close friend of mine, and she found that I was struggling quite a lot regarding like just doing everything at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I produce, I mix, I master.
Well, let's just get into that. Just get into that because I do respect anybody who's got themselves a manager, who's got themselves a team. Because I always say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah.
But I know that you got to be creative and you got to sometimes move with how you're feeling. But I do think you got to have a good team around you. But anyway, let's get to the very, very start. So Paul the Messenger, where are you from?
Originally I'm from Congo, in Africa.
Yeah.
I was born there. I left when I was 5, and haven't been back since.
Okay.
Because I don't know, I just never have, and so I used to speak like my languages fluently and everything, but after a while I just kind of forgot how to speak the language, and that kind of had some backlash. You don't know your own culture, and it's like I can't help it.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
And when did you move to Wolverhampton?
I can't remember exactly when, but I remember being in Wolverhampton around the age of 7.
Okay.
So I didn't come straight to Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
But I remember finally settling in Wolverhampton around 6ish, 7ish. That's when that's like my earliest memory of being in Wolverhampton.
Okay then. What school did you go to?
I went to several schools actually.
Okay.
I'd say throughout my primary school career, I went to at least 4 primary schools.
Yeah.
But the final primary school I went to was Woden Primary School.
Okay.
But the school before that, I went to a school called Trinity Primary School.
Okay.
The interesting thing about those two primary schools is they were completely different. So Trinity was like well kept, and you had like students that were quite nice and friendly, and Woden was like the complete opposite.
Wow.
And I got bullied and just really like bullied.
Wow.
So it kind of shaped my character, because when I was in a school where everything was catered toward me as a student, I became very relaxed and didn't necessarily realize how harsh the world could be. And then when you're thrown into an environment where you have to learn to defend yourself and have to learn to stick up for yourself as an individual, you learn a few things. So it taught me quite a lot, and I appreciate the contrast now, even though back then it might have been relatively difficult to swallow.
I am gonna say you are one of the most well-spoken people I've ever had on the show.
Thank you.
So I do take it that you take education very seriously.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think that I think education, as far as just going out of your way to research things and to know what you're talking about, and to kind of be as aware as you can about as much as you can be aware about. I think that can manifest itself in many different ways. Some people will go to university and take like 5 PhDs, and other people will just buy lots of books and read on that information. So I think regardless of the way in which you go about educating yourself, you do have to prioritize just being an individual who knows how to speak, how to think, how to make a point, how to research, and those things I think apply to anyone. I'm telling you, of anything.
In my job, I have lots of people calling me, trying to book studio time and trying to just find out what we do and all that. But it's such a shame these young people who are coming out of school and they do not know how to speak. They do not know how to communicate, and they're probably so relaxed and so much more comfortable just talking behind a screen, texting or on email. And it is such a shame that conversing like this is getting very much a thing of the past. Really.
I think it hurts them on both the social level and other levels as well. So you have people who are so consumed by their social media life, they don't actually know how to interact with people.
That's what
just basic social interaction and social cues are something that a lot of young people struggle with. But then you have again the idea that they don't spend enough time learning how to speak the language, how to genuinely form a cohesive sentence that makes sense without saying I were there. That sentence doesn't make any sense. But I don't know if we can say that the education system has failed us, because I was in the education system and I came out fine. You know, so I think a lot of it has to do with the environment that you're placed in as an individual and how much self-responsibility you take for your own education, because you can be given all the information in the world, but if you as an individual aren't necessarily putting yourself in a position that allows you to take that information in, then you won't learn anything. So it goes both ways.
Right. Well, I can say that we don't normally start off interviews like that.
Yeah.
But we were on education. We were on what school you went to. So let's just get onto the music side of things.
Yeah.
When did you sort of think, you know what, I'm gonna do this music thing? What did you have to do?
So I am originally a pianist.
Okay.
So that's where it all began.
A pianist.
A pianist. Yeah.
Be careful with them words, you know.
Yeah. I was originally a pianist. My father's a preacher, he's a pastor.
Okay.
And so when the church was first starting, he needed a guy to play the keyboard.
Yes.
He asked my older brother to play.
Yeah.
Long story short, I ended up playing with my older brother. My older brother became the choir leader, so I was the only one to play.
Okay.
I always loved music, but never knew I could make it.
Yeah.
It was only when I started university that I decided, you know what, let me start writing my own music and whatnot.
Yeah.
I decided to take my music seriously the start of this year.
Wow.
Simply because I thought to myself, there is an opportunity here for me to do something great within the fabric of society and for individuals at something I'm very good at.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not the only thing I want to do, because eventually I want to have a talk show, and eventually I want to write books and tour the books. And
I think your talk show will be brilliant.
Thank you. But music, like, it was this year I decided, I really want to take this as far as I can and just make a name of myself, really.
Okay, then. So this year is obviously when you came onto my radar.
Yeah.
One of my friends, Mr. Miami, he's actually in the building, actually. He's the one who told me about you. Yo, Miami, what you doing?
What you saying, bro? You good?
You're good. You're good.
I'm great, man. I'm great, man.
See, so tell me, when you first heard Paul the Messenger, what was the...
My girlfriend is the one that really put me on to him. And when I heard it, I was like, yo, wait, this kid has a message for real? And then I heard the name Paul the Messenger, and I was like, wait. Isn't there somebody in the Bible named Paul?
Yes.
Didn't he have a message?
Yes.
Does Paul have a message like the same? But why does it resonate with me? I can hear the churchness in it.
Yes.
So that's why it's hitting me in my heart.
Yes.
You know that conviction.
Yes.
Yeah,
We know about the conviction.
I got hit with a little bit of conviction, but I could groove to it.
Yeah.
I could groove to the conviction.
There you go.
So I was like, oh, wait up. I gotta let my man hear this. We gotta get this on the radio. He's from Wolverhampton.
Yes.
You love Wolverhampton,
There you go.
And I love Wolverhampton the same way. So I thought to myself, man, listen, this is another view from the Molyneux.
Yeah.
So you might as well get Paul with JP.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Paul with JP. I said that right because John Paul.
Exactly.
My bad. So yeah, we might as well get Paul with JP and make something happen and get him out there even more, because I could see he was trying. He pushing it. He pushed hard.
There you
Market
go.
like me.
There you go. All right, then.
There you go.
But yo, Miami, your food as well.
Yeah, Mr. Miami's House of Wings, Track Kitchen UK. Y'all know what it is.
All right then. So yeah, man. So the song that I heard from you was "This Is Me."
Yeah.
And I then started playing it. I then started getting people to do interviews here, and they heard it, and they were like, "Who's this guy? What's going on?" I also know that you got on BBC Introducing.
Yes, I did. I got on BBC. I had a whole interview there, and I sang a few of my. It's been this track's really changed a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, I've never had so much attention.
Yeah.
I checked my SoundCloud. I'm not my SoundCloud. My Spotify today, and it had like 4.9 thousand listens, and that's like the most listens on anything I've ever had. And on YouTube, it has like 9,000 views.
No
and
way.
That's just for me. It's like, well, thank you.
Now, what is your sort of music making process? How do you write your songs? What happens?
I start with the beat.
Yeah.
You know, I always start with the beat.
So go back a step then, because you said that you're a beat producer and all that. So when did you make your first beat?
I made my first beat actually back in high school.
Yeah.
I had a friend, really close friend of mine called Jayesh, and Jordan Mighty, and there was also Nathaniel Davidson, who were like the producers of the group. Where there was obviously way more of us, and so we were all in love with music, and we'd all go into the music place, and they'd produce beats, and I'd be like, "This is crazy." Jayesh was like that guy. So you always wanted to wonder how he made his beats the way he did. Yeah. And I was a bit insecure about my producing because I never thought I could do it as well as he did. Okay. But then when I got into like I used to make beats here and there, and they would suck. Like they'd just be awful. Yeah. And it was only about 3 years ago that I decided, you know what, you have to start somewhere, boy. Like if you don't actually make the first step, you'll never get to the end of the road. I just started producing, and eventually I got better. Yeah. Hopefully. And
what is your DAW, your DAW?
Logic Pro X.
Okay.
Logic Pro X. It's simple. easy to understand. I hate Fruity Loops. Let me just
Okay.
make that clear.
Okay.
I hate Fruity Loops.
Okay, what's
With
the
a-
reason for that?
It just looks awful, right?
Okay.
It for me it looks too complicated, and
Okay.
it messes up my eyes whenever I look at it.
Really?
But Logic, it's everything shiny and new, and
Well, it's in the name, innit?
Yeah.
You've got Fruity Loops, it's fruity, it's all
It's
colours,
and it's like,
and then
no.
Logic, you just
It's
straight
just
to the point.
straight to the
It's gotta
point,
be
you know,
logical.
exactly,
Yeah. All right,
exactly.
see. So yeah, man. So you start with a beat, and then what?
I start with the beat, and I tend to just come up with. I don't write my lyrics down.
Yeah.
What I do is I make the beat, or I make the drop. So normally the drop is I think the drop is the most important part of the song, because
Oh, right.
that's where everything's leading up to.
Yes, it
telling
is.
a story.
Yes,
you
it
know, you
is.
start with the small stuff, then you do this climactic point,
Yes,
and you're
of
like,
course.
wow.
Yes.
So I start with the drop, and then I kind of build to it, and then once the beat's done, I sit there with my younger brother. He's
Yeah.
about 11 years old now, and I just turn on the microphone. I'm listening to the beat, and whatever lyrics come to mind, I sing.
Yeah.
And I sing and I sing, and I'd be like, I sang that, didn't like it. And once I get the first 2 lines in,
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Wow. So, and that's how This Is Me was created.
Yeah, This Is Me was created because I saw the sample of the kid.
Yeah.
And
That's what I wanted to get to. So you saw the Yodel Boy,
Yeah.
which is he's a very, very well-known YouTube video, just in case anyone else hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
And you thought, yeah, come
Yeah.
on with that.
He normally I don't sample other people.
Yeah.
But when I heard his something about, there was this part of the what he was singing, said na 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 goodbye.
Yeah.
That goodbye just
Yeah.
made me go, whoa,
Ah.
I need to sample that. My
Yeah.
brother was in the room, and I was like, dude, I'm sampling this, and he was like, you're not gonna do it. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sampling
let
it.
him.
And I took it and I chopped it, and I changed the key because I didn't want it to be in the original key because it would just mess me up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I changed the key, I made the beat, and by the time I was finished with the song, my younger brother Ebenezer, he was at the back of the room. He was like, dude, this is something.
Yeah.
Right. And originally I wasn't gonna release it first,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
everyone was like, dude, release that track, and I
Yeah.
released it, and
Here it is.
everything happened.
Because it's what you're talking about, man. It's a straight up positive vibe.
Yeah.
Straight up positivity.
Yeah.
And we don't have a lot of positivity in the world. Full
No.
stop. We hear all this drill music and all this kind of stuff. And when Miami came with it, it was like, yo, this is straight uplifting me, man. I've listened to it about 500-600 times. Da, da, da. So I was just like, all right, then, let me
Yeah.
have a listen to this. And it is true.
Yeah.
It is true. All right, then let's flick it back a little bit. I know that you're a church man.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So am I.
Yeah.
What is your sort of belief system? What is your reason for being a church man? Because as a young person,
Yeah.
we do sometimes get a little bit of, how can you guys want to be in church and want to not do certain things?
Yeah.
What's your,
Okay, so I'm actually writing a book about this.
how did I know?
So again, my father being a preacher, I was brought up within a Christian household.
Yeah,
But when I was
similar to me.
when I was
Exactly the
17
same.
years old, because I've always been a questioning individual.
Yeah.
In that everything's like why.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I used to get into so much trouble for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it was only when I was 17, I kind of thought to myself, I hold everything else in my life to a certain level of reason and just scrutiny before I say, yeah, I want to buy into that idea.
Yep.
But I'd never actually done that with my faith. I'd never actually taken Christianity and been like, okay, let me see if this holds up to scrutiny. Because the idea is, if God is real,
Yeah.
then he's not stupid, right? If he's not real, he's not stupid. So there ought to be some way to justify this whole thing other than because the Bible told me so. If that's the case, any religion can say that. And so you'd have a problem.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm going to put it up to scrutiny. And it took me about a year.
Yeah.
And I kind of came to the conclusion that philosophically, it was sound. And, you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff I looked into, but I won't get into all of that
We've
now.
only got 20 minutes.
Yeah, so that's kind of where my faith is grounded. It's in
Yeah.
this idea that I looked into it. I genuinely believe that a lot of the things I don't do, say for example, a lot of people my age, you know, they sleep around, they drink and whatnot. For me, it's like these things don't actually have as many positive consequences as you'd like to think they do.
Exactly.
And ultimately, if I'm told, for example, that don't do this thing, but everybody else does it, but in the end, it puts me in a better position, then who's really in the better position here?
What I do, and this is how I got it, is Logic.
Yeah.
You like Logic to make your beats?
Yeah.
I use Logic in this kind of walk because I know that I would much rather be wrong and find out that God didn't exist than be believing that God didn't exist and be wrong.
Yeah.
That's the logic that I had to start off my journey. And then believing in God, it then started with which religion to choose.
Yeah.
And that was the next thing about, and the thing is with me, I was born in church, but I left church at about 17.
Yeah.
I left it and I was done with it. I said, I don't want to see about it. But it was later on in life when I had my children and everything that I thought, like you just said, there's a lot of negativity going on in the world.
There is.
And there's not much love in the world.
Yeah.
And I wanted them to learn about what true love was.
Yeah.
And God is love and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, we're not going to go too
No, we're not going to go too deep into that.
But it was just that I had to talk on that.
Yeah, so that, I've always been unashamed about what I believe, you know, and I don't see why you wouldn't be. I mean, even Mr. Miami's girlfriend Cleo, I went to primary school with her.
Okay, then then,
right, I would always talk about it.
That's good.
Next primary school, I'd always talk about it. In high school, I'd always talk about it. You know, so it was always like this. Like I said, this is me. This is who I am. That's what inspired the song. This is who I am. Take it or leave it.
It's like this as well. If you've been to a shop and you've got a set of trainers that you're proud about, you're gonna go tell other people about it. Yeah.
And you know, I think growing up, my approach definitely did develop and change over time, because now I'm more of the mind of, you know, I want to. I have a slogan called "Breaking Barriers, Opening Conversations, and Loving God," and that's how I approach my music. I talk about things that break barriers, open conversations between people, and that show and express my love for God. So I talk about experiences I've been through. I'll sometimes make a full-on worship track, or I'll just talk about what it means to be human, so that people who don't necessarily have the same beliefs as me can relate to me on a more personal level. And then once we have established that common ground and say, you know, you're addicted, I've been addicted too. You cry, I cry. You laugh, I laugh. We're both human. Let's have that conversation. Then we can kind of talk about, okay, cool, how do you relate all to that? What's the conclusion? What's the end of it all? And that's how I approach my music. So
Okay, so I've heard Epiphany. That's out right now. It's on a Christian YouTube channel.
It's on Gospel Hydration and Blessed Music.
But This Is Me, that's on your one.
It's on all of them. Like I don't limit my music to any one particular kind of station, because I try to make music that anyone can listen to and relate to, and just genuinely. I don't make music just for Christians. That's not what I do. I want to again break barriers, open conversations, and show people that I love God. So I don't want to. I put it on Christian channels. I put it on secular channels. I put it on anywhere that will take my music in, because why not? Like
it's true.
Why not? Why can't I put it on BBC? Why can't I put it on Mahogany as a live session? So I mean you'll find my music anywhere that I can put it. You give me an opportunity to put my music up, I'm going to put it up.
Sick guy. All right then, we are nearly at the end of this chat. It's gone really quickly. Tell me something. When you are performing, what kind of thing do we need to expect when you're playing live and stuff like
that? You should expect a guy in a suit. Because nobody forgets a guy in a suit. There are two reasons why I wear a suit. The first reason is because I do genuinely believe nobody forgets a guy in a suit, right? Everybody remembers the guy in a suit. The second thing is, when I was in primary school and high school, every own clothes day, everyone would come with their expensive trainers and their tops. I would come in a suit.
Really?
Didn't matter what school I went to. Wow. Every time I'd come in a suit, and I get bullied for it. But for me, it was less about what you thought about me and more about, like, I like this suit. I think I look pretty good in this suit. Thank you very much. Right? So I'd wear it. And so when I'm making my music and I'm performing myself and I'm kind of giving myself to the world, most R&B singers, which is, the kind of genre of the instrumentals I sing to and whatnot, don't wear suits. Most people my age don't dress up smartly. No. I will. Because I like it.
They wear tracksuits.
They wear tracksuits.
They wear tracksuits.
We'll be accepting all offers from Mark Darcy, Armani, and any other suit distributor out there.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. I agree with it. So I wear it because it's me. I feel good in a suit. I think suits look great. I think I look pretty amazing in one, if I'm completely honest.
But you didn't wear one today.
I didn't wear one today because I wanted to, and the manager was like, "It's a hot day. Why are you going to wear a suit?"
Well, I think you should have. I do think you should have.
I really
because it's all about branding. I'm on about branding. And that would have definitely solidified it. But anyway, it's one of them. Next time, anywhere you were, you will be wearing a suit.
You will see me in some sort of smart attire.
Yeah, and just like Miami said, it can get you deals, man.
Definitely.
It can get you tailored suits.
If you have a suit that you want me to wear just holler at me.
Holler at him. All right then. Right. If somebody wanted to follow your journey, what would they be able to do?
Go anywhere and type in Paul the Messenger.
Yeah.
My handle is special delivery, but the A is an X, and it's one word.
Yeah.
That tends to be hard for people to kind of get over. But if you just type in Paul the Messenger anywhere, you will find me. I'm the only Paul the Messenger in the world. So
mad thing. Right now, I am going to be playing a song from yourself. Most people would have expected me to play the Yodel Boy song.
This is me.
But you've got something else for us.
Yes, I'm releasing a song this Friday called Redemption. Yeah. And I'm really excited I'm so excited to release this song. And hopefully once you hear it, you'll understand why. 6th of July, the song's coming out.
Okay, now the thing is, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't even heard this song.
Oh, you haven't?
You kept it completely hush. So what you're actually gonna hear is like a true what do you call it, reaction to the song. So yeah, man, thank you very much for coming down.
Anytime. Thank you for having me, man.
And we will definitely be watching your journey. Thanks to Miami for introducing us and everything and setting it all up. But yeah, man, this is going to be Redemption on WCRFM. And yeah, man, check it guys out.
Life is a struggle, I struggle to live mine.